Hey man, say man, y'all already know it is the big boss hog, boss dog, K-Paul through the door, here to talk this boxing, fuck my soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last, good people do, don't off yourself. Call them in the hotline, remember you matter, peak game, 84s on West Wing. Y'all know what this is. We clutched that. You know, we're talking about that boxing. Before I get into the main entree, the main dish, gotta introduce our second host, future Hall of Famer, legend. Salute to all our soldiers. Thank y'all for your service. Brody on the hustle, aka Coach B. Let them know how you doing, man.
Hey, what it is, folks, just like K-Po said, we clutched up, we clutched out. Y'all know we here to talk about. We here to talk about that boxing, man. Y'all know what I'm finna tell y'all next. Hey, God wake y'all up. He put breath in y'all body. Everything else is extra. Get up, do you, take care of the fam. With that being said, I'm finna toss it back to K-Po. Let's go ahead, continue the show, and let's let them know how we flow.
All right. Let's segue off into the next topic, man. You know, we got a series of topics today. Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis has recently tweeted that, hey, man, you know, on the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson undercard, which we're gonna talk about in a minute. Um, he says, I want to fight Nahir Albright. And Nahir Albright said, I've been waiting on you. Let's get it. Right? Now, I think it's Jesse Hart, right? Because the title of the Instagram is Hollywood Hart. I didn't go inspect, I didn't go and check. But he said, nah, man. That fight need to be in Philly. Bring that VA energy to Philly. Y'all jump my boys in y'all hometown. So come to Philly with that VA energy. So, coach, first and foremost, what you think about the fight? And do you think this fight needs to be on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson? Or, hey, man, eye for an eye. Go to Philly and make this fight happen. Let me know something.
Uh, I thought about it a little bit, and I see where he coming from with the energy as far as like y'all did what y'all did and VA come down to Philly, but with that statement right there, I think all that should be nipped in the bud. I think it should be at a neutral setting. I think they should go ahead and put it on the undercard of Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson. I think that's a good opportunity for both of them to get something off of their chest from the past, and they can do it without, you know, extra entourages backing one guy up, one guy feeling safe, one guy not feeling safe. No, do it at a neutral setting where nobody can have, you know, the full swing of, hey, you in my hometown. I'm doing this for my boys. And then if you get to tripping, I got my boys in the back. No, we don't need that in the sport of boxing. It's already two guys in the ring, mano y mano, settle it that way in a neutral setting. And then if push comes to shove and y'all want to make it a trilogy and y'all want to do your own thing, then y'all can go back to VA or Philly or wherever y'all want to do it at and do it there. But at the same time, these two guys have met before in the ring. It was considered a no contest due to some foolishness on Keyshawn Davis's behalf. So it is what it is. And I went back and watched some of the highlights and I watched some of this fight. Uh Albright is not the most technically sound. He's not the most fundamentally sound, but for some reason in that fight, when I was watching that fight, he was able to make Keyshawn Davis a little bit uncomfortable within his skin when they were in that fight. I say that to say this: Keyshawn Davis still has a great possibility of winning this fight, but we all know when you play sports, sometimes you just go against that opponent that may not have anything rated higher than you in any statistical or characteristic category, may not have anything faster, stronger, powerful, none of that. But at the same time, they just know what to do to bother you, and it makes it a tougher fight than what it actually needs to be. And I think Nahir Albright possesses that when it comes to Keyshawn Davis. Now, and I also say that to say this: I haven't seen Keyshawn Davis in a while. Last time we see what happened, he wasn't able to make weight. He went out, he took out his frustration, on the heel Albright for defeating his brother. He had a mental lapse. He's been away from the ring. We don't know what he's been doing as far as training. We don't know what he's been doing for his mental stability. So, with that being said, I would like to see this fight, but at the same time, I don't think I would like to see Keyshawn Davis get in a revenge match immediately as soon as he returns, because you never know how that could trigger him mentally. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he was to go to Philly or to VA and lose. Not saying he will lose, but just think what that would do to him mentally. So coming back to the sport of boxing and getting into a grudge match or a revenge match, I don't think it's good. But at the same time, if that's what they want to do, I'm cool with it. I like the matchup. Like I say, Nahir Albright is not the most technically sound. He's not the most fundamentally sound, but he does enough to bother Keyshawn Davis to put him in uncomfortable positions throughout a match. So I think that's going to force Keyshawn Davis to have to bring out the best in himself, and that could propel him in a positive motion, especially if he gets the win in a grudge match, in a revenge match, in a neutral setting. But again, if this fight does happen, I'm a roll with Keyshawn Davis. But like I said before, don't be surprised if it's a closer match than what y'all think, because Nahir Albright does possess some qualities and traits that makes Keyshawn Davis uncomfortable, and sometimes he's not willing to exchange or trade in the pocket with Nahir Albright. For what it is, I don't know, but it's something. I seen it in the fight, and I seen it in the highlights. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the fight when they first fought.
Um, Very interesting fight. I don't think that fight need to be in Philly. Um, it's boxing, bro. Man, at the end of the day, y'all settling it in the ring, right? Y'all putting hands on each other. So you having to go to Philly to fight is kind of pointless, right? You know, at the end of the day, y'all fighters. Although y'all got beef, y'all fighters, right? And you are the business, right? And I don't mean to bring up color, but y'all black, right? Keyshawn Davis already kind of got these white folks looking at him sideways. You know what I'm saying? He had to go basically get with Jay Prince, and Jay Prince had to smooth things over, right? When you're a black person, you can't act your color, right? That's just what it is when it comes to these white folks. You got to carry yourself in a manner that where it's professional, right? Y'all two are finna get in the ring. Y'all two finna settle the scope in the ring. So if this fight gets made, because they verbally agreed, but the business got to work out to get ink on paper. If it gets worked out, y'all settle that on the undercard. If Teofimo Shakur is a big fight, why not be on the undercard of a big fight? Then have your own card and potentially not get as much eyes on it like you would in a Teofimo Shakur, undercard. That's just my perspective. Who I got winning this fight? Keyshawn Davis. Okay, but Nahir Albright gives Keyshawn Davis problems because he's a tough Philly fighter, right? He does things in there that toughness bothers Keyshawn Davis, right? And I think Keyshawn Davis um, is a guy that fights off emotion, but has boxing IQ as well, and is exciting. But I think that Keyshawn has to learn how, when you get in there with a guy that's tough, you got to utilize that IQ. It's not about being tough. It's about showing that you're more intelligent than this guy. And I think Keyshawn Davis will struggle with Nahir Albright, but I still think he'll be able to get the nod, right? Nahir Albright is just that tough guy. You're going to have some tough fighters that are going to give a lot of guys problems. And I just feel like he's that guy, right? He's that guy that, you know, that is awkward. He's that guy that don't do the normal things that you would see from a fighter, but he's tough and he gonna make it difficult for you. And if you not on your P's and Q's, he gonna put you on your pockets or he gonna beat you. That's what happened to his brother, right? So I think Keyshawn Davis will get the win. How he wins, I don't know, but I do think that he'll get the win. Um, this will be a very good fight. I think that it's going to be action packed. It might, if it's on the undercard of Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, it might even steal the show. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This will be a good fight. You know what I mean? Keyshawn Davis is coming back into boxing. He hungry. He motivated. We'll see. You know, we'll see if Lil Bro can beat Nahir Albright.